How? I don't want to know how. I know on the computer. But where? Zelda here. When? 4 o'clock. In the meantime, enjoy my broken tooth. See you at 4.
Just leave it on. You don't have to turn it off, do you?
No.
Okay.
Chat amongst yourself.
Okay. Can we monitor this somehow, somewhere,
Yes.
on a different machine?
Yes.
Listen to the audio. Listen to your own audio. Because if you get too close to that feedback,
Four o'clock today. 4 o'clock. Friday the 13th.
how's that audio?
Sounds good, huh? Does that sound good? Yes. I want to show you my smoke signals.
Oh, it's not accepting the audio.
So it's just going off here. Does the audio sound good? Today we're going to talk about taboo. Things that goes through everybody's mind that has chronic pain and fibromyalgia. Oh, I see a donkey across the street. I'm going to go ride that ass. Anyway, today we're going to talk about suicide and how people with fibromyalgia are thinking about suicide quite often. And it puts us in a higher group for doing that. So that's something we need to talk about. And this is why I want to have a support group. And I will share with you about my Indian heritage. My great-grandfather lived on a reservation in Palm Springs.
The audio is being picked. Can you listen to it for a moment?
Yes.
The audio is being picked up by that, but the laptop is not accepting it in the jack.
Okay.
It's not changing anything.
Okay.
So you'll have to just talk to the laptop.
So I don't need this?
This is working. Your audio is your super good audio is sitting right there. And that's a jack. You shut it in and it's not transferring. It's still only on the internal mic.
Okay. That's all right. So I can walk around?
Yeah.
Okay. You want to carry this for me? And we're going to...
You're walking away. You're walking away.
Come with me.
You're walking away. And you're still wired up.
Oh, hey. Okay. Let's walk outside. Today was a very strange day. I got some goodies to give away. Say, yeah, I do. carry
You
this.
need the outside.
Yeah, just for a second. Go show the.
Just for a second. All right. That's how I put my phone on.
Okay. Just show the view. Go stand in front of the piano and show the view.
All right. Just to show you the view. I'm Larry. I'm your husband. I'm very frustrated that I couldn't get the laptop transmit audio working properly. All right, let's see what we got. There. Believe it or not, the sun is actually shining past the clouds. And it's a little hard to see. And then, so right here by this tree right here, up past there, you can't really see it, but it's pouring rain. But over here on this side, yeah, over here on this side right here, it's sunshiny. Wow. It's strange cloud formation. It's going straight up.
Wow, look at how beautiful.
Are you ready to take your machine?
No, follow me. Can you follow me just for a minute?
For a moment only.
Stand right here. Videotape me.
Does this have a different camera?
Yeah, but it's pretty bad. The camera's pretty bad. We're going to talk about smoke signals. The Indians had smoke signals, and that's how they would communicate. And that would get the message across many miles across. Today we have telephone. It goes many miles. I'm not trying to make fun of Native American. My great-grandfather was Native American. He lived on a reservation in Palm Springs. I forget which tribe he was from. And my great-grandmother, Alice, was French, Mexican, and what else? And then my grandfather was Mexican-American. He was Moses Hernandez, born in El Paso, Texas. So my mom has a little bit of French, a little bit of Indian, and about 60% Mexican. So I have some Mexican, Indian, American, German. My grandmother was German. My dad's side was German and Irish. They were lily white. Anyway, we need to talk about smoke signals, and that is things that are taboo, things that we don't like to talk about, and that is suicide. Because if you have chronic pain, believe me, you've thought about it. How about does the sound? We tried to fix my sound. We're still having issues with Best Buy trying to get in there. It's because of the COVID. The stores are not, stores aren't carrying everything. I got a new computer. I got a really nice, it's called a Spectre HP. It was top of the line. Anyway, it folds back. And Larry, you want to come say hi? You want to put your coat on? He's cold. Go call Greg and tell him, and call Doris and tell her what you need. So just killing time here for until 4 o'clock. And hopefully I'm going to do some giveaways. I have some Starbucks coffee. I have a whole pound of Starbucks coffee. So I will I think I'll draw out 4 names tonight. I'm feeling generous. I got Starbucks coffee, pound of Starbucks coffee with a mug. And I have some Starbucks frappe with a mug. So I have 2 mugs and 2 different things of coffee. And so, oh, yes. Sharon, I'm so glad you came. You're going to learn some things. I went to my doctor yesterday, and he is my new doctor, new rheumatologist, who diagnosed me with EDS, Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. That's in genetic. And he says it's very painful. Fibromyalgia. Oh boy. I wish he had horse instead of motor putt horse. Hey, maybe I should walk across the street. I think I will. Look at the donkey and the horses there. We do have a beautiful yard, don't we? So tonight's subject's going to be a little hard, but it's something that we do need to talk about. And that is feeling depression and feeling like you don't want to live. I had that feeling really bad this last week, and I didn't want to live anymore. I got in my car and I drove away, and I had no intentions of ever coming back. I don't know what I was going to do when I got there, but the road was closed. And when the road was closed, the guy standing there holding the sign, beautiful young man. He was black, sweet. His name was Stefan Sperling. Spurl. Stefan Spurl. And he could see that I was crying. And he says, hey, tomorrow's going to be better. Don't give up. I didn't tell him what was wrong. I didn't tell him I was going to not come back. I had my dogs in the car. I would never hurt my dogs. So, I don't know how far this will carry me. There's Liberace's. He likes to go around the pond. Come on, Liberace. Come on. He's the feral cat. There's the horses. I had horses. My sisters had horses. I don't have him anymore. We got rid of all our horses a couple of years ago. 7 years ago. I can't ride a horse anymore. Come on, Liberace. Come on. Come here. Anyway. And there's a donkey over there. Wow, look at that tree across the street. Isn't that beautiful? I've been documenting that tree. Come on, Liberace. So, Sharon, herniated disc in L4 and IL5. I have spondylolisthesis. That's where the bottom, the vertebrae pinch and move. And I have sciatica. And I had spinal fusion surgery a couple weeks ago, about 8 or 9 weeks ago. And it didn't do what I thought it was. I still have sciatica pain. And my pain is really bad still. And I thought, oh my gosh, I don't want to have this pain like this. We have a patient in the hyperbaric chamber right now, so that's what you're hearing in the background. My husband's not a medical doctor. He has a PhD, but he's a ding-dong sometimes. He's a sweet man. He engineers 911 systems. So, let's see. I tried to print something out earlier, and I don't know what happened to it, but it talks about the prevalence of suicide with fibromyalgia. I think I'll sit outside. I bought a GoPro camera. Oh, hello there, little birdie. That's a pine siskin. Whoops, and they're hanging on the thistle bags. We had a mighty windstorm last night, so let's see what time. 3:44. So tell me, Sharon, how long have you had fibromyalgia? Or when were you diagnosed? Oh, yeah, they don't give you pain meds anymore. We're rebuilding our deck, so everything's a mess right now. And we couldn't find the wood that we wanted. So, and it was just horrible. The cedar was rotted. So diagnosed 5 years ago. Are you retired age? Oh, I have those spinal injections, and they work. They do really good for me, but I know they don't do everybody. Could be that the person giving you the spinal shots just sucks than any that isn't good at it. They could have not. They might have gotten it on the wrong spot. So I'm 68. I was born January 14, 1952. And I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia when I was late 30s, but I did not have any symptoms except I had tennis elbow that hurt me nonstop for a couple of years. And my doctor sent me over I had the kindest doctor. Oh my goodness, Dr. Luther Johansson. He was like a sea captain, big tall guy. And my husband had mouth cancer, oral cancer, and he his arms around my husband and I, and he started crying, and he says, your husband has deadly oral cancer with a 5% chance to live. So, but my husband lived. He made it. You saw him. I think it was only divine intervention. The first shot worked for 3 weeks. Second shot, not at all. Okay, I think you need to change doctor. The guy that gave you the shot, or the person gave you the shot, did they do that under those fluoroscope? That makes a difference. They need the equipment to show them where to put the shot. Okay. And was it a rheumatologist that did it? I went to my, I do them when I'm awake now because they only take a few seconds. I know they're kind of scary. Pain management doctor. Yeah, I had a pain management doctor I just loved, Dr. McCluskey, and he put me to sleep for those. I had shoulder injections, knee injections, back injections, hip injections, but the injections with steroids always make me off the charts crazy, and it makes me really nervous. So, because of all the prednisone or the steroids. So then I have to take Xanax to bring me down. Yeah. And the pain management doctor doesn't give you any pain meds anymore, right? And that's what works, right? I tell you, the war on opioids is so stupid because what it's done is it's took what works away from those that don't abuse drugs. When you are under pain management, less than 1% will become addicted. Now we become dependent on it, on the opioid pain meds. But we don't go around trying to buy it from Bubba or taking everybody's meds or taking your whole bottle in 2 weeks. That just doesn't happen with people that are under pain management. And so I say they're punishing people in pain. And I pray that this will change. The pendulum swings back and forth. You used to be able to get as much as you want, as many as you wanted, and it was crazy. I was getting OxyContin. I was taking 6 of the 40 milligrams. So I was allowed to take 2 40 milligrams every 8 hours and 30 milligrams of instant release oxycodone for breakthrough pain. So that was what, 80 plus 80, what was it, 360? It was 300 and over 300 milligrams of opioids. I did that for 5 years. I have more than just pain, fibromyalgia. I have a bile duct nerve that they damaged during surgery. So it feels like I have a knife stuck in my side. Yeah, and they take away your Xanax too, because they say opioids and Xanax don't mix. So you know what? I changed doctors. Find a supportive doctor, because there's nothing wrong with a little bit of pain meds if you're responsible. But don't ask for them, because you won't get it. I promise you, you ask, they won't. They'll label you a drug seeker, and they will not give you anything. I don't care how bad you are. This is really horrible. Oops, I hope I don't get this is my new computer and I can't get it wet. I just got a water droplet on me. Oh, I'm still having trouble getting out of my, hold on a second. Oh, I have to put this down somewhere. How's the audio on this? Is this all right? Sharon, are you in a place where you can see a different doctor? I would. I'd find a good doctor. There are doctors that are good to understand, but you have to have, it takes several months to finally get a doctor that will go along with pain management and give you a little bit, because that's what works. That's what works for me. I can't take the Lyrica. And do you have neuropathy? Oh, you're in Florida. What part of Florida? I used to live in Florida. I'm a Miami cracker. They used to call me Little Cracker because I'd go over the Okeechobee, Lake Okeechobee, Lakeland. Okay. And Caloosahatchee River. Am I getting that right? We lived in Fort Myers. We go to the Florida Keys. We were going there twice a year. Not because we're rich, we're poor, but because my husband works for Motorola and he would go to, hold on. Ooh, I hope nothing showed. I hope my back cracky didn't show. Anyway, we used to go to the Florida Keys for let's see, we quit going about 3 years ago when they had the big storm, because of the place that we always loved to go every day was Bahia Honda State Park there at the end of 7 Mile Bridge. And looks like it's going to be nice weather, so I'm going to talk out here. So, Larry, I need your help. I tried to print something out and it didn't print. He got me a printer just for my fibromyalgia thing. I hope, I'm not going to try to make a bunch of money. with, that's not my intention to have my YouTube channel, but I need to have the proper equipment, and I'd like to get 1,000 subs so I can use my cell phone. Wow, look at this view. Is that gorgeous? Oh, you used to live in Isla Mirada? Oh my goodness. Did you know the Saladinos, Captain Saladino? They live on Big Tuna there by the airport, the Marathon Airport. Did you go to that? What is it? That fish, that shell? Oh, it's kind of like a day park where they have dolphins and fish and stuff there in Isla Mirada or Grassy Key or something like that. Or is it Grassy Key? So we quit going. Oh yeah, swim with the dolphins. Oh, that's the dolphin research. Is that in Isla Mirada or is that Grassy Key? And Turtle Hospital. That's fun to go to. I love the Turtle Hospital. And then that. Yeah, it's been about 3 years since we've been to the Keys, but for 35 years we went there twice a year because Motorola would fly my husband to the Fort Lauderdale plant twice a year, sometimes 10 times a year. So I couldn't live in Florida. Have you ever been to Oregon, the Pacific West? Oregon is beautiful. I look horrible. My hair looks red. Oh my. I hate it when YouTubers, creators get on, they start putting makeup and finishes in their doing their hair. My hair used to be so thick. Look at it, it's thin and broken. My hair was like 10 times this. Yeah, hot and humid. And my hair is broken because of my vitamin deficiencies, because of my Crohn's. Have you, Sharon, have you ever looked into diet, not eating wheat? Have you ever looked at the gluten file? Have you noticed that wheat makes your pain worse? Pasta. Some days your pain is really, really bad. I want you to try that. Sharon, would you do me a favor? Did you see my last week or any of my talks about using meth? You want to use meth? You're eating pizza. Yum. But there's gluten-free pizza. Have you ever had meth? Meth gives you, and I didn't say crystal meth. Did I say crystal meth? No. I'm talking about methylcobalamin. I learned all about methylcobalamin, B12. There is cyanocobalamin, and if you look at your B12 bottle or your vitamins, it will say cyanocobalamin. Rare to find it where it says methylcobalamin. Yeah, I mean meth, methylated. Meth, crystal meth is methylated garbage. Methyl B12 is the B12 that your body methylates. That's the kind your body uses. And Sharon, I want you to get a bottle of methyl B12. Do you have Costco near you? Yeah, they have Costco's in Florida. Florida, Miami. Let's see, where's Lakeland? I forget. So I want you to get a bottle of methyl B12. Can you afford $20? Okay. Sam's Club. Okay, go to Sam's Club and get you a bottle of methyl B12. I think they carry the Kirkland the methyl B12. Okay, Tampa and Orlando. Isn't Sam's Club and Costco the same? Hi, Kermit. I'm glad you made it today. So, did anybody take my advice and get the methyl B12? It's $20 for a bottle at Costco or Sam's Club. If you can't afford it, send me an email. We'll talk about it. Because I want you to take methyl B12. You have to. This is the methyl B12 club. If you have pain and if you have fatigue and you have neuropathy. Sharon, do you have neuropathy? Probably. That's why you're taking Lyrica, right? Betcha. Hi, Shelby. Did you know my sister's name, Shelby? Her name is Dr. Shelby Philly, and she's a horse doctor. Dr. Philly. She is a University of Oregon professor, and our grandpa had dairy. So, neuropathy. But I want you to take methyl B12. I would start out with 5,000 micrograms, mcg, 5,000, and take the 5,000 tablet, and it's chewable, and I want you to chew it in half in the morning and take the other half at night. Now, I think I told you about my neuropathy. I want you to see I'm only a doctor in my family. My mom was an RN, my other sister's psychologist, and I'm the town dummy. But I married a good man, so boy, I look horrible today. But I came on as an Indian because I have Indian heritage, and I have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and that is very painful, and it's what causes you to have. Oh yeah, 5,000 mc of Kirkland methyl B12 chewable. Yep. If you can find the Kirkland, it doesn't matter. Or you can go to iherb.com. Okay, please get it. If you can't afford it, give me, just text me or contact me on my, I'll write my, that's how much I believe in the methyl B12 is if you can't afford it. But I won't be buying a vitamin D too. Yes, vitamin D is very important. I'm going to talk about that too. Zelda at rconnects.com. It's about $20. It's just B12. Yeah. But the B12 that you need is methyl B12 because that's what your body uses. When you take the vitamins in your vitamin, bottle is cyanocobalamin. Yeah, vitamin D, zinc, vitamin C for help immune to prevent COVID. That does help, yeah. Doesn't prevent, but it does help. But I want you to look at your bottle, and I bet you your bottle says cyanocobalamin. That is a cyanide. It is. It's cyanide. Sayonara, cyanide. But it's just a molecule from the cyanide. It's not the actual cyanide. Well, it is the actual cyanide, but it's a molecule, but it's not dangerous. So those that have fibromyalgia, Crohn's disease, irritable bowel, diarrhea, constipation, anything wrong, taking statins, had surgery, or anybody over 40, you are B12 deficient. I promise you. And then there's that movie, there's that book, and there's that movie by Sally Pacholik, B12. I want you to watch the movie. But they give B12 shots, and I don't agree with the shots because you don't need shots. You can take the over-the-counter. And I had neuropathy so bad, I was totally bedridden. my husband had to hire an in-house caregiver for me. And yep, you got the bad. Cyanocobalamin is bad. It's trash. You might as well not take it. Don't take cyanocobalamin because it's cyanide. Larry, I need your help a little bit. I printed something off, but the printer didn't work.
It's unplugged.
No, I plugged it in. Anyway, I made sure it was plugged in. So anyway, when anybody over 40 is B12 deficient, and your body cannot convert. At first, it can't absorb the cyanocobalamin. That's what happens first. And then you cannot, if your body can absorb it, the cyanocobalamin, then your body has to convert it. And it has to convert it into methylcobalamin, and that's what your body uses. And just because you have a positive or that your B12 level is normal does not mean that it may be normal in your blood, but it might not be normal in your tissues. And I have learned a lot. I can educate a doctor. I've been studying this for how many years? Since 2002. When I had neuropathy so bad, I was being seen by 4 different neurologists. They could watch my legs twitching, my muscles twitching. I had a EMG and nerve conduction test where they stick the needles in your legs and your arms and then muscle groups. They even stuck the needle in my chin because they thought I had, thank you, honey. They thought I had Lou Gehrig's disease or MS. I had the white brain matter. And if those with B12 deficiency have my white brain matter. And I told my doctor, says, you know what? Because he was diagnosed with MS a long time ago, but he has the kind that comes and goes. They discovered the kind that comes and goes is a B12 deficiency, not MS. Hi, Max. Max is going to come visit me. Hi, Max. Kitty, kitty, kitty. Hello, Maxers. This is my husband's cat. He is so sweet. So, anyone taking statins or had surgery, gut issues, they are B12 deficient. And the way that you can truly find the B12 deficiency is methylmalonic and urine test and a blood test. Most doctors don't order that, but you don't need that. Just go take the methyl B12. Don't be stubborn. Just try it. So I was very, very ill. I'll try to movie. What movie? By Sally Pacholak. It's about B12 and how she discovered that that it's a global pandemic, and there's a book too about it. And anyway, I was very ill. Here, Max. And I said I had neuropathy so bad I couldn't walk. I was fatigued. This was after I had a complete bowel resection. I had a lot of, I don't forget how many feet. I think half of my small intestine was removed because of my Crohn's disease. And I had an arteriovenous malformation, which is an aneurysm. I bled for 3 years. So no, because my B12 level was 232, they said it was normal, so they didn't think anything about it being B12. I kept asking, and then I found a website. Now, mind you, this went on for several years, and I couldn't even take a shower by myself. My husband got me a laptop to do some research in bed. I have an inquisitive mind. I'm not going to behave and take their Lyrica and their Neurontin and just go with that. I want to know why I had neuropathy, peripheral neuropathy, and have it so bad, because I'm not diabetic. And this was 2002, and I was, 52 years old? Let's see, I'm 68 now, so figure out, I can't do math. Anyway, So I found a website called Brain Talk Communities. I will leave the link here, and you might want to go to Brain Talk Communities. Nope, B12 cannot be toxic. The only way B12 can kill you is if you fill your bathtub with B12 and drown in it. That's a promise. I was in bad shape. I saw 4 different neurologists. They all knew something was wrong. They knew it wasn't in my head because my EMG and nerve conduction test proved that it was wrong. So I found that Brain Talk, and it's hosted by Massachusetts General Hospital Neurology Department. And it's the Harvard trained neurologists there who are doing studies about methyl B12. And I wrote in the peripheral neuropathy forum that I had neuropathy and I wanted to know. And he says, what was your B12 level? I says, 232, it was normal. And he said, no, it should be 600 and above. The US lab standards are wrong. They should be 600 and above. And it could be in your serum, and your tissue levels are two different things. Take methyl B12. So it was September, Labor Day weekend, 2002. My husband found a bottle of methyl B12, 5,000 micrograms by Jarrow, like Arrow, A-R-R, Jarrow. You can buy that on iHerb or vitacloss.com. So he got me that bottle of methyl B12. And I have an old Cadillac, and I couldn't ride in the truck because it hurt too much. So we went up to the family cabin up in Hood Canal, Washington, that's right on the water. We have a summer home right on the water, and it was my husband's grandparents built a home there. And they were University of Washington people. So anyway, it was in the family forever, and we had 600 feet of beachfront. And my husband put a bunch of pillows and made a bed for me in the back seat. My granddaughter rode in the front. And when my son came in his car, and we went to Hood Canal, and it takes 6 hours to get up to the family cabin. And I was exhausted, and my husband helped me into bed, and we were there for the whole weekend, and I wouldn't get out of bed. I was so exhausted. But I did water just for a few minutes, and I stayed in my pajamas, and that's the only picture I have of that weekend, was me in my pajamas going to, Brain Talk. Yeah, 600. And the US lab standards are wrong. The UK, Japan, China all say 600 and above. Anything below 600 is deadly. And I was at 232, and I had that lemur. It says where you get your shock down your spine, and neuropathy. I had to have a little tent for my feet because the neuropathy was so bad. How's the audio on this? Celebrate. Okay, Shelby, the Celebrate, is it, I know there's some, but is it cyanocobalamin? Go look on the package. Hi, Max. He's such a sweet dog cat. He's like a dog. Max. The coyotes fear him. He has a little bell that hangs on the door, and he jingles it when he wants to go outside because he won't use the cat box in the house. But if you don't let him out, he freaks out. He'll climb all over your head at 3 o'clock in the morning. But he likes to go out in the middle of the night, and then he wants back in. So he's always ringing the bells. I taught him, oh yeah, this is real cool. I don't think so. Ew. So anyway, the doctor there at Brain Talk, a Harvard neurologist, said, well, I can't treat you because this is the internet, but why don't you try taking methyl B12? And that's when I began the methyl B12, September 2002. And I'd had an EMG and nerve conduction test done in July, mid-July at OHSU, the Oregon Health Science Hospital, and it showed that I had really bad neuropathy. So I'm not just saying I had neuropathy. So anyway, I took their suggestion, and I had made an appointment. They wanted me to go to Mayo Clinic because they wanted to rule out ALS, and I had plans of committing suicide if it was ALS. I wasn't going to die that way, and I was terrified. But I had to have a muscle biopsy. That's where they take 1 inch of the muscle out of your thigh, and you have to have all the nerve conduction tests and everything before you can have the muscle biopsy. And they do the muscle biopsies at Mayo Clinic. Go away. Ooh, go away. So nothing like having a cat butt in your face. Max, come here. Don't be offended. He's mad. Look at that beautiful view. It was hailing earlier, and my poor feral cat was freaking out. Look at that view. I thank God every day. We have an offer on our house, but we're going to keep our house. We're not going to sell it. So anyway, like I said, that was first weekend of September. And I had my appointment with the Mayo Clinic in mid-October. And 10 days after I began taking the methyl B12, I was a new person. I had more energy. My neuropathy started to go away. And by mid-October, when I went to Mayo Clinic, my B12 or my neuropathy was 100% gone. And they repeated the EMG and it was normal. That was 10 weeks of just taking the methyl B12. That is proof positive that the methyl B12 works. So, yeah, just look for CYN, Shelby. CYN. I know it's a little tiny, but if it's, it has to be real quality vitamins is what uses the methyl B12. A lot of companies are picking up on it. So anyway, I had they repeated the EMG and nerve conduction tests at Mayo Clinic in mid-October. It was October 19, I think. I forget what date, but mid-October, totally normal. So they said it was a B12 deficiency. That's what caused my fatigue. I was no more fatigue, no more dizziness, no more burning mouth, no more neuropathy. But now I have neuropathy again because I have a pinched nerve in my spine. So, but that's different. That's not a vitamin deficiency. So that's why I insist on you taking the methyl B12. I really urge you to try it. If you don't, then I feel bad. I take either Superior Source, no shot. Yeah. I would like to get the injections. Gero's methyl B12, 1,000 microgram is fine. And folate, yeah. You have to take the folic acid and your B complex. You have to read up on it to know what you're doing. And I'm not a doctor. I can't give you medical advice. So that's why I say you read up on it. But I urge you to take the methyl B12 and read. And I have I did a little info video a year ago, but the music's too loud. My piano was going too loud, so I need to redo it. I'm going to redo it when I get I'm still working on my equipment, trying to get the proper equipment for my laptop and my camera and audio. So it will be good because I know it's not very, the sound is awful here. But I left a link about something that I want you to read about suicide and how people with fibromyalgia are in the top ranking numbers for having suicide ideation. I'm sure all of you have thought of that. I don't know. If you haven't, I'd be surprised. I know sometimes the pain is so bad, but the purpose of my group here is a pity party. So we can have a pity party. And my brother went to the doctor a couple of weeks ago at Kaiser, and he told his doctor, yeah, I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia, a long time ago. The doctor rolled his eyes and said, there's no such thing as fibromyalgia. That's just a lazy fat woman's, disgruntled fat woman's disease. It's all in their head, and they just want drugs or they don't want to work. I can't believe a doctor would tell that to a patient, because I had a Kaiser rheumatologist tell me I had fibromyalgia. If you ever had a doctor tell you that, don't walk, run. You deserve better. And so the purpose of this group is to encourage each other, be here for one another, and support each other, and make you take methyl B12. Yeah, until the doctor gets it, then he will understand. Yeah, there are doctors that do have fibromyalgia, and they know, they know, because it ruins their life. It's getting cold here. Let's see, where are we now? It's at 4:20. Yeah, I'd like to cut off at 4:30, but I'm getting cold here. Have any of you ever been told that by a doctor that it's all in your head? There's no such thing as fibromyalgia. Let me have their number and I'll call them. I'll give them a wedgie. Yeah, I wish you can give them the fibromyalgia so they know what it feels like. Oh, you can't get out of bed. Oh my, yeah. I wake up in pain. I'm so tired of it. Yeah, Shelby, I know. I know. I notice when I eat wheat is when I hurt more. And I started seeing a new doctor, a new rheumatologist who diagnosed me with Ehlers-Danlos. And he said that, ouch, people with Ehlers-Danlos have a lot of allergies, food allergies. And he said that's where the pain, you start getting really bad pain, is from the food allergies. So try just having rice, just plain old rice with a little bit of butter. No soy sauce. Oh my gosh, no soy sauce. I wanted to try no gluten. I want you to try going gluten-free, a gluten-free challenge for a week. And you must look up what has gluten, like soy sauce, gravy. Almost everything has gluten in it. Bread, no pasta. You can get gluten-free pasta, but I'm not kidding you. You will find that your pain gets worse when you have gluten, when you eat something with a lot of gluten. And that's why sometimes your pain is really bad, is worse more than other days. So was it Shelby? Can you go just on rice and fruit and meat, not prep meat. It has to be 100% gluten-free. Shelby, and see if that helps. Yeah, not in words, but the look on their face. Yeah. I'm sorry. And I never had, most of my tests came back, like my rheumatology for rheumatoid came back negative. So the doctors would look at me like, oh, yeah, sure, you got pain. There's no reason for you to have pain. And they told me I had lupus because everybody in my family had lupus. And then all my grandpa's family, his sisters all had fibromyalgia and lupus and rheumatoid arthritis. So they said, yeah, that's what I had, but that's not what I have. And my doctor told me, my new doctor, he told me that I asked him if he would come on and talk. He says, well, he's busy at 4:00. And he says, be sure to tell your people that if they don't have any, if they have all these symptoms and their tests come back negative, to look into Ehlers-Danlos, EDS. That's not erectile dysfunctional syndrome. Ehlers, EHLER, Danlos syndrome. I think I have it. I don't have it right, and I can leave a link for that. But I was in so much pain last week. I just wanted to die. And I thought I was a bad person for feeling that way. But I understand that a lot of people that have the chronic pain can't take it. You get to a spot where you just can't take it anymore. So we have to support each other. We need each other because we know what it feels like. Shelby, I know what it feels like. Kermit, I know what it feels like. Sharon, I know what it feels like. Every day is just wake up in the morning, I'm exhausted. Go to bed, I'm exhausted. Oh, you know what works? You know what I take for sleep? Benadryl. I love Benadryl. That works better than Xanax or sleeping pills. But start out taking a half of a 25 milligrams, or else you'll be wiped out. But thank you, Shelby. Yeah, I just, I'm going to send everybody here a flax bag. You put it in the microwave for a minute and a half. It only works with the microwave, and I make them by the hundreds. I'll send everybody here, but you have to contact me on my email so I know where to send it to you. I'll pay for the postage, everything. So, because I want you to have that. Fibromyalgia bag is my best friend. It's, when you're cold, you have those with fibromyalgia have Raynaud's. That's where your hands are cold, your nose is cold, your feet are cold, and you just can't get warm. And that's where these little I make these flaxseed bags. You've seen them in the stores. They're little bags that you put in the microwave for a minute and a half. And oh man, they're so good. They feel good. Anyway. So what kind of surgery did you have, Shelby? Did you have back surgery? Yeah. Yeah, it doesn't hurt to get a second opinion. And that's what I did. I had the same old doctor for rheumatologist for off and on for decades. I go to church with him, and he's a really nice man. He's a wonderful man, but I went for a second opinion, and that's where I found out I have Ehlers-Danlos. So now he ordered me to take that, what is it? That stuff, that Plaquenil, which is the drug that everybody wants to get for the COVID, hydroxyzine or something like that. I forget what it's called. Gastric sleeve weight loss surgery. Okay. That is why you have, that's very common, Shelby, to have a lot of problems after the gastric bypass. I would like to have that because I'm fat and frumpy. I'm at least 50 pounds overweight. Well, not really, maybe 40 pounds, but I have thyroid issues, so I can't lose a pound. I have a pack like that you bought. It's called Grandma's Garden. Put it in the microwave. Yeah, I make it out. I don't add any fragrance to it, and I just use flaxseed. I buy 50 pounds of it for $50 at the horse It's horse feed. So my sister had gastric bypass sleeve too. So you lost a lot of weight. But the downside with those surgeries is you have a lot of vitamin deficiencies and vitamin D too. Vitamin D. So you just presented with fibromyalgia, Shelby. But are you taking the methyl B12? You can take all the vitamins you want, but if it doesn't have methyl B12, it's not going to work. And D, vitamin D too. That's another biggie. So anyway, everybody contact me on my, if you want one of those microwavable bags, contact me on my email. And that's, if I get it right, zelda@rconnects.com. Yeah, Kermit, under your tongue. There's 2 spots in your body where you absorb B12. That's sublingual, that's under your tongue. Lingua, that's tongue. Like the Mexicans, they like to eat lingua. That's tongue, cow tongue. My grandma used to cook lingua. Anyway, and then where your appendix, a lot of doctors believe that that's what the appendix did, was we made our own B12. So I want you to be thankful, be grateful, be humble, be caring, and be loving, and be well. God bless you. I'll leave the chat running. And that ends today, half hour. How about next Friday? And don't forget to send me a Zelda@rconnects. I hope I have that right. So I can send you out one. If you want a couple extra, let me know. I'll send them to you. I make them by the hundreds. Yeah, I wish we could all feel better. God bless you all. Have a good night. Look at that beautiful sunset. My beautiful yard. We're rebuilding our deck. And all this wood, the wood railing is going to go away. It's going to be all glass. So that'll be nice. That's beautiful cedar that rotted, didn't last. So won't have that handrail anymore in the way. So it's going to be all glass. So, isn't that a beautiful sunset? And I'm going to leave that article about suicide and fibromyalgia, because I know if I thought of that, I'm sure you have too, as a way to end my pain. But that's not the answer. Not the answer. Because then you start pain in somebody else's life. I'd play my piano, but the audio doesn't sound good. I need a piano microphone. See that beautiful piano? It's a Boston Steinway 6-foot grand piano. if you have a special song you want to play, want my friend to play, I can have my friend play it for you. Just write it down, and next week I'll have her play it. Oh, I like the old hymns and the praise hymns. Ooh, hear that helicopter? Ooh. They're harvesting Christmas trees. Good night. Be well. Be happy. Be humble. Be caring. Be loving.
You done?
Yeah.